Hey everyone, welcome back to lockdown. It's the end of the week. My God, we've done it. Another week down, 5 to go. It's a beautiful morning here in Melbourne. It's just gorgeous. The morning sun is coming through. There's something to be said for architects. The house I've moved into was designed by Gregor Hirsch in 1960, and it's just phenomenal. And I love it when I come out of my bedroom and I step into the studio. The light is just coming through this wall of windows. My dad is also an architect, and even though he's not very big into the spiritual stuff, I like to call him a lover of the light because he is a magician in bringing light into the darkest spaces. So little does he know, he's channeling that vibe even through his architecture. So today, I really want to talk to you about meditation because it is very, very important. It's how I started my journey. And I cannot stress to you enough, if there's one thing you could do during COVID, every day, I would encourage you to do it, it's meditate, because it will actually help you through in a profound way. It has so many benefits that I'm certainly not the first person to say this, and I certainly won't be the last, but it is miraculous in my view. And we're so lucky at the moment because we've got the internet, so we can have access to these amazing meditation teachers anywhere in the world. I hear a lot of people saying that they don't know how to meditate, or they can't concentrate during meditation, or they're just not very good at it. And you know what? I'm not a very good runner either, but and some people are really good. But I persevere and I try, and I start with maybe a kilometre and I walk 4, and then I build that up over time, and within 10 weeks I might be running 5Ks. Same with meditation. Start, if you can only sit there for 5 minutes, then just sit there for 5 minutes. It really doesn't matter. And lots of people might say, I lie down and I fall asleep, and that's okay. I absolutely would have done that to begin with. So I'll tell you from what we talked about before, that my awakening happened in Byron during a meditation. And that's when I felt my life force and had a heart opening and felt a profound sense of peace. It is such an extraordinary practice and life-changing, and will keep you in a more peaceful and grounded space. During my separation, I've taken almost 2 years out, and every day I can guarantee you I have either meditated or done a self-healing. And I feel that both have kept me able to be sort of relatively stable throughout the process. But yeah, there's sort of no excuses really. There's a beautiful story about the meditation. So when I first started, I had that awakening in Byron. Then when I got back to Singapore, every day I just sat and took 36 breaths in and 36 breaths out. I don't know why I did that. I just did. And I'd just sit there. So I literally breathe in, take a deep breath, and breathe out. And it just calms you and sort of gets you into a different space. Quietens the mind, allows you to connect in with your inner truth, your higher self. You can listen to your intuition more through meditation. And it doesn't mean that your mind stops thinking, but it does mean that you can actually sort of really, if you concentrate on your breath, not what you're thinking, then the rest will come. So I used to literally just sit anywhere, outside, inside, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. There's really no right or wrong. And literally I would take 36 breaths in, 36 breaths out, and then I just sit. And this is where the fun begins. So for me, after that time in Byron, I would meditate, and then I would start seeing, as weird as it sounds, angels. And, I don't know if I've said this, but it was Archangel Uriel or Jophiel, one or the other. I never heard of them, by the way. They just come through, and angels are just high vibrational beings. So when you connect with them, it's overwhelming, and quite often I would cry because it was just this love that you've never felt before. It's so enormous and gorgeous. And yes, hopefully everyone's been in love before at some stage, and you feel that amazingness. But this is like off the charts. It's when you connect in with a being that is that high vibrational, it is extraordinary. And you can feel the healing powers already, because the healing energies are just higher channeled energies. Love heals everything. And so I would just think, oh, okay, just accept it. Just go with the flow. Is it me thinking? Is it my imagination? Blah, blah, blah. I just write things down like what they were telling me. And then I'd start playing with them, what's going to happen, and then see if it happened. And, straight after I got on Google, it was like Uriel, Joe Field, and thousands of things came up. So I thought, well, it must be real. And then, I went I found Doreen Virtue, who was big into the angels a little while back, and found some beautiful meditations through her. There are so many on the internet there. As I say, there's no excuses. Even if you don't have access to the internet, you don't need it. You don't need anything except yourself and your breath. But you'll find your own comfort zone. Sometimes I meditate with very, very loud music. I love rock music. I love Coldplay and U2 and Powderfinger and Gang of Youths. So I've made my own little playlist, one that actually all the songs like lift your vibration. So that's what you want to do. You want to lift your vibration to a positive, joyful, happy state, and that's what it can do. So there's no rights or wrongs. When I heal in a healing circle, I use popular music to do it. For me, it's a brilliant tool in connecting with the divine. I really resonate with music. There's not many that don't, I wouldn't imagine. So you can create your own playlist. You do not have to listen to a guided track. You don't have to listen to opera or classical music or, I don't know, waves and dolphins. You can if you want, but it's up to you. As I say, there's no right or wrong. Now I know everyone's in a different position at the moment, and you might be, I'm just thinking of my beautiful little cousin Jin, who's got 4 children, 10 down. I think the twins are 3, and she's homeschooling, and there's no care available, and I can't go over and help her, and her mum can't go over and help her, and I just think, oh my God, she's probably thinking, as if, Rach, I've got time to meditate. Well, as it happens, you can just make it a family event. You can say, like, at this time of the day, we're all going to get together, we're all going to meditate. I have a beautiful friend and soul sister, Zoe Sheridan, who has, funnily enough, her and I started our YouTube channels on the same day, not knowing that the other had, which is extraordinary. And she is a gifted healer, and she is an amazing meditation teacher, and she loves teaching children. So she's just started a YouTube channel called Mini Meditations, and I'll put the link down below so that you can click on hers. Uh-oh, that's my mum. Sorry. I'll ring you back, Annie. So she's got a whole heap of different meditations that are coming your way. There's some up there online already. And just get the kids involved. And as I say, it doesn't have to take long, and it's just such a beautiful practice. You could do it in the morning, or you can do it like when they're crazy at 4:30, 5 o'clock, just before dinner. You can actually make it a family event. You can put on some incense. If you don't like incense, favorite candle. Make it a part of their day. And I mean, it could not be more beneficial to both you and your children. I know that when I meditate, I'm just so much calmer, and you're less reactive. So, you bring your whole sort of energy down into this beautiful, sort of more peaceful place, so that when you are navigating your way through, you're a little bit more peaceful and not coming from a stressful place. Obviously, if you are stressed, the anger, bubbles forth, and you might lash out or do whatever, and that's where this is so beautiful, and it's where it's so beneficial at this time. And as I say, this this COVID, we've got another 5 weeks. And if there is one thing I could encourage you to do, it would really be that, because it will bring a sense of peace and calm. I don't know if you've done yoga, but at the end when you lie in Shavasana, it's just the best thing in the world. And that's kind of a meditation, when you just lie there and just receive. It's so beautiful. And I also sort of want to point out that my experience is my experience. It may not be the same as your experience. So don't sort of have any expectations just because of what I went through. Yours might be completely different. I am a visual person. I'm an artist and a graphic designer. So I have to see things. I see things. And so perhaps that's why when I meditate, I see a lot. Some people will say, I don't see anything. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You might hear something, or, you might sort of be thinking of songs or whatever. There's guidance in everything. And that guidance will come to you differently to it comes to me. So you can just sort of open your mind, go with the flow, be happy with whatever comes to you, if it does or if it doesn't. Practice will connect you in the deeper you go. So I may have had those experiences early on. They don't come all the time though. But yeah, what it does do is just really makes me grounded and more peaceful. And I can get through my day a whole lot better if I have meditated. That is 100% the truth. Another beautiful story I quickly want to tell you. I haven't got my mala beads here. I'll bring them next time. But a mala is like a rosary bead, or 108 beads. And my yoga teacher, Sarah, in Botanic Gardens, went to Bali and she bought a whole heap of malas. And then she just put them on Instagram and said, who wants what? No, I don't want that one. And so next yoga session in Botanic Gardens, she gave them all to us. And I got mine and took it home. And I was, breathing 36 breaths in, 36 breaths out. And guess what? The mala finished. It started and it finished. And I thought, that's weird. It's not 108 beads. And I counted them and it was 72. I've never seen a 72 bead mala in my entire life. That's how the universe works. It was a gift from them, and I'm most grateful. And I've had that mala for so many years, and it's been everywhere with me. To Holy Spring Temple in Bali, it's been to Java, it's been to Morocco, it's absolutely been everywhere with me, and it's just infused in, love. It's very, very special. So you can use one of those. You don't have to. You can, as I say, there are so many meditations available on the internet, it's not funny. And if you can't find one you like, I will be very surprised. I'm sure there's one there for you. So, yeah, meditate. That is the most important thing you can do in COVID. And as I say, even if you've got 5 kids running around, 4 kids running around, 3 kids running around, whatever, make it part of their day. You'll all sit down to dinner, you all sit down to do whatever, you'll probably go for a walk, go to the park, do what you can do in this lockdown, but they'll love it. They'll absolutely love it. I had this beautiful teacher that I met in Bali. His name's Kevin, and he used to come across to Singapore and work in the studio, and the most fun things were his sessions with the kids, and they just loved it. And these kids were all little, like they were 5 and younger. And the joy on their faces when they meditated and then they opened their little eyes afterwards, it was extraordinary. It was so beautiful. And they also used to chant, and they loved that, the singing and the chanting. It's so in them. And the thing is, like, when you're that little, you're actually still connected in, so it doesn't take much. They just, and they're there. For us, it takes a little bit more to get back to the truth of who we are, because we've got so many beliefs and patterns and junk on top of us. But yeah, meditate. That's fabulous. Next session, I think I'll talk about awareness, because that's really important too. But look, I'm sending you loads of love. I want you to know that you're not alone. And even though we can't sort of get out and about, there are things we can do to actually make this time a little bit easier for us. So yeah, sending you loads of love, and until next time, take care.